What's happened to GB News? Anne Diamond this morning, rather than admit that Joe Bedridden has lost the plot and should not be anywhere near the Oval Office, because obviously there's rubbish coming out of both ends now, she actually said that maybe both older men should stand down, including Trump, who's still wandering around a golf course and has a fit young wife. Anne, come on, love. You're in your twilight years. You must be my age. You were in your heyday 35 years ago. Would you like someone to tell you to stand down? And there's nothing wrong with you. You can actually do the job of sitting there presenting news. Trump is more than capable of the job if he gets it. The other fella, it's elder abuse. If that was a relative of mine, I'd go mad. So, anyway, I switched over. I couldn't watch anymore. And thankfully, I went on to Sky. I don't use Sky at all. I watch Sky News intermittently. But I treated myself this morning because Nigel Farage was on with Trevor Phillips, and it was a good debate. And Nigel, there is no one, it's a debate, but Nigel handled himself pucker. And they were trying to have all they basically accused they're all racists in party. Everybody's a racist, and it's Russian influence. I mean, anybody watching this now, has Russia influenced you wanting your country back? Has Russia influenced the fact that you're sick of potholes in the road while you build motorways in Poland? Because that's what's been happening over the last decade. Has Russia influenced you that you can't get to see your GP, but he's never off the phone trying to sell you a vaccine? Has Russia influenced you knowing that when you go to hospital it's filthy dirty? Has Russia influenced you because you're annoyed with A&E waiting times? Has Russia influenced you because you can't get a GP appointment for like a week now? Has Russia influenced the fact that your child's not learning as well at school because the classes are that big and there's some foreign kids there that need interpreters? Has Russia influenced you that you can't get a job in the industry you want because there are no damn jobs because we've given all our manufacturing away? Has Russia influenced you that there's not enough police on the streets and that the fact there's a two-tier policing system going on? Has Russia influenced you because you find it incredulous that 4 or 5 officers can turn up for a hearty to eat, but burglars go unnoticed? Is that anything to do with Russia? Is it Russia's fault that there's not enough social housing being built? Is it Russia's fault that we're trying to be talked into green energy? That's got tariffs on it, that's not going to work because of the system they've chosen? Is it Russia's influence that you can see you're not going to be able to afford an electric car when you come to change because they're ridiculously expensive? And is it Russia's influence that you can see that a ULEZ zone doesn't clean the air? A ULEZ zone doesn't make the air any cleaner. So in other words, you're polluting the air, but if you give me 12 quid, I'll let you do it. That's what's happening there. And then daft enough to turn around and say they need to get these cars off the road, but if you want, you can give them to Ukraine. So it's all right to pollute over there then, is it, Sadiq? I mean, could you get anybody more inept? And he's hoping to run the Labour Party one day and be the Prime Minister. I'm out. That day I'm out. I'm gone. I don't care where I go, I'm gone. I always say there's nowhere to run, and there isn't, but there's got to be somewhere to run better than him being in it. News today, they haven't even covered the French elections. It's massive what's going on in France today if Marine Le Pen gets where she's going. It's huge. It'll transform a lot of things and have a sort of ripple effect. We're not influenced by Russian bots. We're influenced by the lack of everything we've worked for and paid into. Generation after generation of highly taxed individuals are being pushed to one side. Well, the world and his brother is invited in to join in everything we've built up. There's absolutely zero management of immigration. They'll say immigrants built this country. No, they didn't. They helped to. And that was when immigration was managed better than it is. Because you can't have people coming across illegally in the numbers that are coming across. You've got to remember the ones that they've got figures for, the ones that have stood up to be counted. There's hundreds just disappear up the beach and run off. How do you do that? Where are you going? How do you do that? Mobile and a mate. A mobile and a mate that's already here. And then they go and working in cash-orientated industries where there's no trace of them. Gone. People think it's the benefit scheme that attracts them here. That's not the main reason. The main reason the illegals come is it's easier to disappear in this country than any other country in the European Union. It's actually easier to disappear here than in France or Germany. So that's the big attraction with the illegals and the dodgy lot. That's why they see it as the place to come. But no one's controlling it. And I've said it before, if you want to stop the little boats coming across, stop the cheese, stop the wine, stop the fishing. To cause a diplomatic incident. Why not? What's the big deal? Someone's going to go, oh, Britain's done that. Yeah, that's right, we have. It's not an act of war, it's an act of defence. It's easy. All you need is to think outside the box. But I'd be no good in politics. Quite often you say, oh, June, you'd be great in politics. I wouldn't. I'd be terrible in politics because I'd have so many... I wouldn't negotiate with China till they stopped the Yulin Dog Festival where they eat dog meat. I would say, right, you want trade from us? You want to be, part of this like innovative future? That's not very innovative, eating bloody dogs in this day and age. So stop that and we'll give you X business. Yeah, that's what I'd do. So I'd be no good as a politician. And, the thing that gets me with the way we're declining is it hits everything. When you charge too much for things, and that's what's happening, we're being charged too much for things, energy, fuel, food, resources, dentists. We're being charged too much for things, then people have less money to spend. They have less money to spend, the economy shrinks. And the only way the government, because they're that unimaginative, the only way the main parties can think to grow the economy is to bring more immigration in, because that actually grows the gross domestic product, GDP. But that's not the answer. The answer is to improve manufacturing and improve services. Other countries run better than this. We're not run well at all. And the Tories have had 14 years to prove themselves better than Labour. And we know Labour are worse, but that's been the Tory party's only selling point. Buy this car because that car's worse. It should be better than that by now, shouldn't it? Shouldn't we have a few more benefits by now? How many small businesses were crushed in lockdown? Was there a need for lockdown? You're told that you're a key worker. If you're putting food on the table, you're a key worker in any household. How come the billionaires made more money? 40% better off they are. They were billionaires anyway. How come we created over 250 new millionaires from government contracts? Because we're being badly managed. We're managed by fools. It's like they're spending other people's money, they're spending our money. The governments don't make anything. So when they stand there proud as punch on a podium telling you what they're going to spend on the NHS and what they're going to spend on housing, they're spending your money. It's our money that they're spending. They're not giving us anything. We don't have to say thank you very much. Oh, you are marvellous. No, we don't, because they didn't ask us. They've just decided that's what they're going to do. And that's why direct democracy, something Nigel Farage favours, which is putting the big stuff out back to the public, like HS2. Can you imagine if we got a vote on a referendum on HS2? How many people would have voted for that? Hello? Yeah, not so many. So that's where direct democracy could work. But there's a key factor to making direct democracy work, and that is you need an honest media. You need a media who will lay it bare, tell you the truth. Not a media that can be persuaded to tell it in a certain way because the government's spending a shed load on advertising with them. So the media is it's all important is the media. It's the most powerful weapon anybody can have is the media, because it reaches everyone and it does it quickly and it colours judgment. If you'd had the truth back in 2021, would you have rolled your sleeve up so fast if you knew what you knew now? How many people did that because of trust, because they believed it and they thought they were doing the right thing? Most of the nation. And that's why we're not bad people. We did it because we thought we were doing the right thing. And then they had a PSYOPs programme on us. where a Tory government employed communist advisors. Behavioural scientist, she's not an epidemiologist, isn't Susan Mischie. She's a behavioural scientist, loves China, thinks China's run well. So does Jeremy Hunt. These people, they're in the wrong place. I mean, if I thought China were that marvellous, I'd go and live there. I think, yeah, that's the place for me. I'd just go and join it. Why do you have to try and change us like it? Why can't you just leave us alone? We're happy with what we've got. We need to be in control of our own future. And more government is not a good idea. We broke away from 2 lots of government with the European Union. No point paying your own comedians when you're having to pay for another set that are just as bad, if not worse. So, as far as I'm concerned, today, on the mainstream news and Diamond, trying to make out that Trump should be put out to grass along with Joe Biden, and Farage owned it on Sky TV. So, I'm sorry, it's not Russian bots that's influenced us. It's watching our country go down the pan that's influenced us.